Welcome back, guys. It is Friday, May 10th. It's like 1-ish in the afternoon. Let me pull up the weather really quick. I want to find out what the temp is. I was told it was like gloomy out, which I think is pretty chill. I think LA looks great when it's gloomy. It is a perfect 68 degrees. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. We are having a pretty slow morning, which has been pretty nice. Do we like the music on at the same time? I feel like it could be a sick little intro tradition. Just leave the music going while we're talking. Keep the vibes up. Again, happy Friday. It is May 10th, 1 o'clock. 68 degrees out there, which, hey, what's up, I am Mythical? Which is such a blessing to see 68 put up there, because I was looking at some temperatures in Southeast Asia at the moment, and it's horrendous. I need to do a quick calculation really quick. I'm not going to tell you how hot it is. We're going to get into it, but I just need to know for my own peace of mind before we get into it. But everything was in Celsius, which I'm not the most versed in. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You do not want to know. I'm going to tell you anyway, but it's outrageous how hot it is in the world right now. But if you're new to the stream, that's okay, because I'm trying some new stuff out. I am going to take one from Hassan, and I'm going to just start doing personal news right off the bat. I also kind of stole the weather and like day and time kind of. I don't know if he started that, probably not, but it's who I have in mind when I was doing it. But in personal news, 21 is 70-ish degrees. Okay, so like right now, if I were to calculate Long Beach's temperature, it would be around that, like 21, maybe 20, because it's technically 68 degrees right now. 30 is 85, 40 is 100. That's also, okay. That's actually, those three numbers are pretty good to know. 21, 30, and 40. It's either 70, 85, or 100. Although, to be honest, like going into the future, we might need to add a fourth one, like 45. But again, we're gonna get into it. Don't worry, we're gonna get into it. I have a bunch of tabs pulled up, so if you've tuned into a stream before, I am not this like prepared usually, but that's depressing. Yeah, I think it's fair to say like it would be so hot that you couldn't feel depressed. I don't think you could feel anything. It's that hot. Yo, V in chat. It's good to see you or hear from you or no, see, right? Because I'm reading it. But in terms of personal news, I slept in today. I got up at like 10 o'clock. Yeah, you could literally feel the heat, even in the shade, is what I'm guessing. And I'm kind of speaking from personal experience, but at the same time, like, reading it feels way different than, like, trying to remember what I felt, you know? In terms of personal news, I woke up late. I slept in, which was nice. Got up at like 10, caught V's stream, and they probably have a VOD because I don't think that they did anything with like copyright or DMCA. I'm really the only one who gets in trouble with that because I don't really keep that at the top of my mind, but I'm going to now. Um, Especially today. Like today, I I don't have anything that I think is super copyright. Even that music was DMCA free. Um, I am gonna be a professional streamer, dude. Okay, it's gonna happen. Um, I watched some of the VOD. My timing is absolutely terrible for Street for Street. Hold on. I'm gonna go straight to intermission because it's just easier to read the chat. Oh, streams. Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't know what the word was. There's a space. What mic are you using? Oh, I could be still on my cell phone mic because that's what we left it at yesterday. I don't know if we put it back. Um. All right, for my audio files out there, does that sound better? Or at least more professional, I mean, in the sense of like I'm using the toner mic. Um, yes, hell yeah. Uh, thank you for the feedback. Um, what else has gone? I mean, I honestly I don't really have a whole lot of personal news for today because like I haven't really done anything yet. Um, I caught V's stream. I got to learn a little bit about I don't know. I can't even remember what we were. Just the iPad, right? We watched the Marquise Brownlee video about the iPad. You no longer sound like you're being held in an underground basement. Hell yeah, that's a vibe though. It puts the lotion on. um, Actually, I don't know if you'll know that reference. I'm ethical. It's from a thriller movie, Silence of the Lambs. Um, but watched the stream, caught a little bit of that. We played some daily games. Um, that's okay. It's kind of an older movie. Um, I tuned into Denims for a minute because they were watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it was I don't understand why that show affects me so much, but I like have visceral emotions when I watch that show. And it's like okay cuz I'm just in my room feeling them, but like I feel like every time I see that show or like tune in for any amount of time, um and to be fair, it depends on the episode. It does depend on the episode. But nah, technically I think Silence of the Lambs is a thriller. I'm going to Google it right now. But that's what I've always known it as. Have always been under the influence that Silence of the Lambs was a thriller film. Um and I would be wrong. It's a horror and crime movie. I I know nothing. um I mean, but they're like similar genres, I think. Come on. Wikipedia says American psychological horror thriller film. I think it straddles two lines. I think we could both be right in this one. Um, but the Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, not the TV show, not the movie. Those don't exist for me. But the TV show, I have like tears always, and I have personally
pinpointed it. I think that it's because it makes me like in thought or question even maybe or like to have an internal debate of like my own ethnicity, my own like childhood, my own like identity, maybe like even a longing for like some sort of culture or like higher community maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if that is like totally fleshed out there. Maybe there's something else to it, but those themes are very powerful for me in other areas. So I think it could be easy to extrapolate it into, or am I looking for I could easily project those feelings on the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, because I think of the like the Asian cultural themes that are introduced in it, the like character struggles that are in it. Like I think I definitely see a lot of maybe not like straight similarities because because it's a cartoon, but maybe relation to some of the struggles that the character Zuko goes through, even some of the struggles that like even the rest of the gang. When I say gang, I mean like Aang, Katara, and Sokka and Toph. Like, I think I can like empathize and feel for those characters in a way that's very close to my own heart, if that makes sense. And it always surprises me every time. But at the same time I crave it, I guess. Like I'm getting something out of feeling those emotions when I watch this show. And I I think there has to be something more to it, which is why I keep watching the show with Denims because I feel like maybe some idea will come out of it or be sparked or I'll have like a fuller understanding as to why I feel so greatly in those moments, especially like anything having to do with Iroh. I think that just comes from my own failed parenthood, like not my own, like I'm not a parent, but my disappointment with my own parents, I guess. Um, Not to say that Iroh's disappointing, it's that maybe Iroh somehow not a replacement. That's not the right word because again, it's a cartoon, but maybe gleaning some sort of like higher meaning or propheticism. Is that a word? Like not not prophecy, that's not right. But some sort of like wisdom maybe or parenting type lesson that I wish I had gained from my own family IRL. I don't know. That's my feeling. So that's what I'm going with right now. But I when I say I don't know, what I really mean is uh I am open to changing that answer or seeing a better answer, if that makes sense. But I think that in terms of personal news for today, maybe that is the most like on my mind was like I just came off of watching Avatar: The Last Airbender with Den. I had to like stop mid episode because I wanted to go live at 1, but even though I stopped mid episode, I still was like having tears like because of something. One of those emotions that I was just talking about, something from it. Um, Denims is currently on book 3, so it's all like the Fire Nation and firebending, and Aang is learning how to be a firebender and for to beat the Fire Lord. So it's very Zuko heavy. So I think if anything, I was gleaning something from Zuko's experience, maybe. Took a shower. That was nice. Made lunch. That was great. I made lunch this time. I did not go to the grocery store. I did not get any sushi this time. It's just like too expensive. And I'm not going to work today. I was supposed to go to work today, but we're not. So I didn't really feel great about spending any money. If anything, maybe that'll change later, but I didn't want to wake up and immediately spend $10. So, and plus I got sushi twice this week, so I think that's okay. But speaking of sushi, I think that is a good transition into our Japan content, the Japans. But if you are at all like hoping to visit Japan or go to Japan, say you're an otaku and you enjoy Japanese content of varying kinds, you probably want to go to Japan. And it seems financially now is the best time ever to go to Japan if you're a US or US dollar holder, a US citizen or US dollar holder, because the Japanese yen is collapsing, which sucks for them, I'm sure, because if the US dollar was collapsing, which it feels like it is, we would all be complaining too. And we would all be saying, what the heck is up with all these freaking tourists coming in here? And I imagine Japan's saying the same things. But your dollar is just going so much further right now. And we're going to watch a little news segment on it, and maybe they'll explain why. If it gets a little monotonous and they just keep talking in circles and just saying how low the Japanese yen is, we might skip it. I have not pre-watched, but the title is exactly what I wanted to know, so we're going to give this video a shot. Let me know how you guys feel about the audio. We're kind of like in like 50%. I don't know if that's like the actual measure we use for the audio channels, but the bar is in the middle, if that makes sense. We are jumping into video capture, and away we go.
This video is brought to you by Imprint. Economists sometimes say there are 4 types of economies in the world: developed, undeveloped, Argentina, and Japan.
What? What kind of
economies in the world: developed, undeveloped, Argentina, and Japan.
Have you guys ever heard of this? I've never heard of Argentina or Japan having their own designation. It seems very weird to put it like this. Sound is low. Okay. Yo, live action sucked. I didn't even watch it and I knew it sucked. I am assuming you're talking about Avatar, right? Wait, that's not. This is the watch later. There we go. Okay. Go back to the audio mixer. Let me know if this is too dank.
Argentina's chaotic economy has obviously been in the headlines a fair bit recently, but Japan's economy has been stuck in neutral for basically the past 30 years, with growth, inflation, and interest rates all stagnant but stable, thanks in part to some very unusual monetary policy from Japan's central bank. Developed, undeveloped, Argentina, and Japan. Argentina's chaotic economy has obviously been in the headlines a fair bit recently, but Japan's economy has been stuck in neutral for basically the past 30 years, with growth.
From what I understand, it was stuck in neutral like on purpose. It was like the grand experiment of whatever financial institutions are available in Japan. Um, and I think that stopped recently. Like with like I think this year is why we're seeing such dramatic changes, is because that the I what is forget what the department is called. Japan's financial uh what is Japan's financial department called? Yes, the Ministry of Finance changed instant interest rates for like the first time in 30 years. Or of something along that line. Which is why we're seeing these changes, but they had done it literally on purpose to keep things stagnant. And I don't know. I don't know if there's like there had to have been like a purpose to that. It probably felt great for that last 30 years.
Inflation and interest rates all stagnant but stable, thanks in part to some very unusual monetary policy from Japan's central bank, the Bank of Japan. However, after steadily declining for a couple of years, on Monday, Japan's currency, the yen, slid to a 34-year low of 100.
That's interesting. So it had, like, during the pandemic, it just started going down, I think. So maybe it's not like only one thing. Like it wasn't just the ministry or the central bank's decision. Maybe it's a reaction to the pandemic.
160 to the dollar.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the years. I'm looking at like 2020 is right here. We're starting literally at the worst time, and it's going down. I don't know. That can't be a coincidence, right?
A level not seen since the 1990 financial crisis. Because Japan is one of the most import-dependent countries in the world, importing over 90% of its energy and over 60% of its food,
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't. That's kind of.
Yen means inflation has returned to Japan for the first time in decades. But thanks to years of unorthodox monetary policy, the usual remedy, i.e. raising interest rates, isn't so easy in Japan. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Japan's funky economy, why the yen is declining, and what might happen next.
Before we start, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing.
Back to the early 90s, when, after decades of rapid economic growth, Japan experienced a massive financial crisis that the Japanese economy has still never quite recovered from. For context, in the post-war years, Japan experienced many decades of rapid economic growth, in a period dubbed the Japanese Miracle. From 1955 to 1990, Japanese growth averaged 6.8% per year, and GDP multiplied 8 times, with growth falling below 3% only once during the 1974 oil shock. Interestingly, Japan's economic success created some tensions with America in much the same way that China's has. American businessmen, including...
Whoa! Trigger warning. Didn't see that coming. It makes sense because the island nation relies more on outside countries than export. That's fair, but I wonder what it is. No, they just told us. It was electricity and it was literally right here. Where?
And GDP multiplied 8 times, with growth falling below 3% extent. And economy rapid
And be not ready.
Importing
It's
inflation has returned to Japan.
Food and energy. Okay.
So that there's
Yeah,
success
I am mythical. I think you
and
might be
America
onto
including
something there.
tensions
You're
with
right.
America, in much the same way that China's has. American businessmen, including Donald Trump, blamed Japan for stealing American manufacturing jobs. And American economists started anxiously...
There's nothing wrong with America's foreign defense policy that a little backbone can't cure. An open letter from Donald J. Trump on why America should stop paying to defend countries that can afford to defend themselves. That is so funny. I wonder. I wonder if he would hold this same view to this day. Probably. I think he just like. It seems in line with what he was saying before, but or what he says now. But he doesn't talk about Japan very often. I
predicting that Japan's economy would overtake.
I have a feeling that I feel like if this were to be brought up, I feel like he would still say this.
And American economists started anxiously predicting that Japan's economy would overtake America's sometime in the early 2000s. And American foreign policy hawks started calling on Congress to, quote, contain Japan and preserve America's technological supremacy. Anyway, this anxiety
I have nothing to say about that.
Subsided in the 90s when Japan experienced an enormous financial crisis. After a rapid appreciation in Japanese stock and real estate prices during the 80s, in 1990 the bubble burst and continued to burst for a while. In the decade after 1990, residential house prices fell by more than 50%, commercial property prices fell by something like 85%, and Japan's main stock index, the Nikkei 225, fell by about 75%.
Hold on, because this like financial crash that they're talking about, it was like fairly big, like big enough that it rocked like I guess with most financial crashes, it's like a global catastrophe really, but in this case, like I want to emphasize that this was also like overarching. It wasn't just Japan. Korea was affected, China was affected, Taiwan was affected. And the reason I say that is because in the late 80s, my dad and his parents came from Korea because of this, because of the financial crash. So let me see. South Korea financial crash. Because it has a name. I think they called it something. Yes, the 1997 Asian financial crisis, but there's a colloquial name for it. What is that? There's a colloquial name for it. What did they call it? I remember them talking about it in college. Yeah, look at that. I mean, like how much more global does it have to be? Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, South Korea. I swear it has another name. Okay, maybe the name just changes depending on which country you're in, because I'm seeing Tom Yum crisis for Thailand. But let's go back to the video.
Japan's economy never really recovered, and growth and inflation both remained close to zero until very recently. Now, no one knows for sure why Japan was unable to get out of its economic funk for so long, but a popular theory is that Japan experienced what's now known as a balance sheet recession. Essentially, Japanese households and companies had taken out too much debt when asset prices were rising. So, when asset prices fell, Japanese individuals focused on paying down their debts, i.e. repairing their balance sheets.
Wow, what a weird concept, right? You know, taking out a loan and then, whoa, paying it back? That's crazy.
While this might make sense on an individual level, for example, if the price of your house goes down steeply, it makes sense.
When I realized I should have bought a house in 2008 instead of not being even born. Yo, you are so base, dude. Like, you are so much wisdom just dripping off of you, dude. How do you come up with these?
To reduce your risk of bankruptcy. If everyone in the economy starts doing this at the same time, then the economy stagnates. This also explains why the normal monetary remedies, like cutting interest rates, didn't work. Because if Japanese households and companies are
To be fair though, dude, like don't feel too bad because I was born in 2008 and I didn't even have that thought yet.
focused on debt minimization
I was
instead
today
of profit
years old.
maximization, then cheaper borrowing rates won't really
Hold on, I'm
debt
gonna rewind. I
minimized
missed that
rates
part.
didn't work. Also explains everyone in the economy starts doing this at the same time, then the economy stagnates. This also explains why the normal
Seems like a pretty crappy system though if like your system can't help itself when people are paying back their loans.
monetary remedies, like cutting interest rates, didn't work.
I'm going to rewind that. I have to. Am I understanding the correct?
Inflation both remained close to zero until very recently. Now, no one knows for sure why Japan was unable to get out of its economic funk for so long, but a popular
Let me wind that back. No one understands because economics is all fake. No one knows how it works. That's my understanding. Is that no one understands how it works. Am I wrong for having that take? Like I was about to say the IDF. It's not the IDF. The IMF and the World Bank. They're just guessing. They're just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks.
theory is that Japan experienced what's now known as a balance sheet recession. Essentially, Japanese households and companies had taken out too much debt when asset prices were rising. So, when asset prices fell, Japanese individuals focused on paying down their debts, i.e., repairing their balance sheets.
Okay,
Taken out too much balance sheet recession. Essentially, Japanese households and companies had taken out too much debt when asset prices were rising. So, when asset prices fell, Japanese individuals focused on paying down their debts, i.e., repairing their balance sheets.
Okay, I'm understanding that correctly. Isn't that messed up? Like, how can you? How is the economy doing bad if people are paying their stuff back? It just seems so whack to me. Hold on, I'm gonna pull the chat on my my iPad because I can't see anything and it's getting really freaking annoying right now. How do I? There we go. Okay, perfect. I don't know. Not even economy majors, business. What? Yeah, dude, business majors don't know anything. Business major is what you choose when you don't know what major to major in. It's the same thing as communications. I feel like. So I'm not even gonna like. I'm not even gonna acknowledge business, but economy majors, I feel like it's all made up. It's all made up. They don't know what they're doing. And they can't make any predictions because they can't account for like human behavior or not human behavior, but like collective behavior. I guess that's still human behavior. If it was that magical to make all the money and predictions, there would be a lot more of them. Yeah, I think so too. And I think maybe that's why I find economics so frustrating because it feels like I have no control. Yet I'm being told I have all the control. In the United States, at least. Just work harder. Just save more. Just be better. But, like, I can't, you know?
While this might make sense on an individual level, for example, if the price of your house goes down steeply, it makes sense to focus on paying off your mortgage to reduce your risk of bankruptcy. If everyone in the economy starts doing this at the same time, then the economy stagnates. This also
Did I go to college? I did go to college. I went to Cal State Long Beach for international studies. I was initially a kinesiology major with an emphasis on fitness, but I hated almost every minute of it PE class was great, go and work out for like an hour. But biomechanics, ugh. Anatomy, ugh. Um, regular physics, ugh. I'm good. The irony was like I'm a pretty good student. Like I could study. I'm pretty good at researching, I would say. At least for undergraduate. I haven't gone for further education, so and I am a believer that the research that you do in higher education is definitely different. Um because the like level of academia goes up, I think. Um that's just my opinion. Others might feel differently, but I think that there's a very um, visceral difference. Um, what was I saying about that? What was I gonna say about that? Um, like didn't do horrible in those classes. I just hated doing it, and when it came down to it, I was like, I'm gonna graduate with a kinesiology degree, and I hate doing these things, like calculating the moment arm of like a stride in a run on one leg. Like I don't want to do, not for life, that just sounds so horrible. Um, and most of it was like sitting at a desk, feeling like you're in class, but except you have to have your own motivation. It was like crazy. Um, and what job opportunities are there even for kinesiology? Well, it's funny that you say physical therapy because that's what I was being pushed into. Um, when I first went to college, uh, it wasn't really by choice. Because I had gotten into a fair amount of schools, but just the circumstances were in my family that we couldn't afford to go to the schools that I had gotten into. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll take a gap year and I'll see what happens and I'll apply again. But my mom did not like that idea and was very forceful about going to Long Beach City College. So I went to Long Beach City and I did all my GEs. I got that out of the way. And they had the kinesiology program that transferred right into Cal State Long Beach. And that my mom was like, you should become a physical therapist because you run all the time. I'm like, I don't see how that, goes together, but okay. And so I ended up going to, hey, what's up, Toxic? It's good to see you. Oh, you're doing classes there right now. Mythical, that's sick. Hey, bro, guess what? I finally got Discord back. No, dude, get off Discord. Ah, Discord's a trap, I promise. But I'm being hyperbolic. Don't worry about Discord. I'm glad you're back. That's awesome. But and Xander, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're here. Day's going well. We are talking about the Japanese yen and how it's crashing and how, if you're a US citizen or have any access to US dollars, now's the time to go. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I kind of got sidetracked. I'm in like talking about my college experience. Uh oh yeah, dude, you're right. You are Xander on YouTube. Well, I'm glad you're on both. That's sick. You don't be sad that you missed V. V's still got the VOD up. You can go back and check it out. And then they probably will stream again. Like a bunch of tech stuff is happening right now. I'm sure they're gonna hop on. Don't even worry about it. Do not feel bad about being sidetracked or about sidetracking me. Honestly, like I'm just trying to stay talking for 3 hours, so the engagement is good. We will watch this video. Don't worry. We're gonna get back to it. But as long as I'm talking, this is great. If I had an issue, I would let you know right away. Is that what you meant, Xander, by not being on the Discord? Because we do have a Discord server. And I'm pretty sure you weren't you on it before, the Himbos Discord server. If we had like kicked you off or timed you out, I'm super sorry about that. Unless you deserved it. I don't think you did anything though, right? Can I have the link? Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely on V in chat for that one. Or possibly I could send it to you later off stream. Because I don't really know how to do that. To be totally clear, I do not go on the Discord ever. Like, I think this year I might have gone on it like once, maybe twice, and both times V was on there too. Like, I only go on there specifically to chat with V if we're doing something like playing Fortnite or playing Fortnite. But yeah, I switched out of kinesiology. I had to. There was just no way I was gonna finish. I had like maybe a semester and a summer left. I had 18 units left. I don't remember what classes it was. I just knew it was 18 units altogether. Because when I switched, the advisors at Cal State Long Beach were like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this?" Wish me Discord name. I will add you. That I can do. I think I know how to whisper. And I'm gonna stick to full screen for a second so that I can find out what my Discord handle is. Majors with no opportunities are stupid. Yeah, but what's even weirder is that like college as a whole is actually I don't know. I don't feel confident saying that. It felt right in my head, but then I was saying it again in my head and it didn't feel right. But like I feel like there are very few majors, if there are any majors, that offer guaranteed opportunities. Like I was gonna say like if you're an engineer, right? What are the engineer, doctor, and lawyer? Like those are the three that I think most people think of as being like, oh, like you're safe. Like you graduate, it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna make money. I just even then maybe I don't believe in that. Um my handle is okay, I just copied it. I'm whispering it to you now. It see here. Hold on. Hold the line. Hold the line. Am I doing something wrong? Whisper? Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. Okay. I'm pretty sure this was it. I'm gonna keep my Discord open for a minute and see if anything pops up on my end saying that like you added or received it. In the meantime, Mythical, I'm gonna read your chats right now. Oh, that's a bummer. When someone takes the name that you are used to using, it sucks. Okay, your name's just a bunch of letters. That's fine, dude. Computer science really popular. True. I think anything in tech, I guess, is pretty popular right now. But here's the thing: is like even like the positions in tech are very volatile. So, like going into it, does that not scare you? Because that's the same. Not saying that you're choosing computer science. If that's what you're choosing, that's awesome too. I like my point is not to make you scared because I think you should just be scared already, no matter what you choose. It's just a hard world out there right now for anyone and everyone. I mean, even in computer science, the point I'm trying to say is that even in tech, we're having layoffs, we're having unfair pay scales, we're having just complete disregard for like livable wages. It's kind of crazy. And I think even in computer science, you couldn't stop there. It couldn't be a bachelor's degree in computer science and then done. I think when it comes to like tech stuff, it's like a master's, probably 2 masters, I don't know. I am being alerted that my stream is unstable, so if you guys are having any viewing issues, let me know. If everything's okay, just give me a 1 in chat. If things are crazy, give me a 2. But yeah, not to freak you out. I honestly think and I mean it sucks to say, but I think a lot of like making it is just through nepotism and like community support. Like I have really good friends who help me keep myself afloat. V's probably in here, but they're probably working. So if they don't respond right away, just wait because they might pop in because they're modding for me. And computer science, specifically developing programming, college degrees are pretty much optional. It's just referrals and boot camps and stuff because college won't teach you to program. True. College will not teach you how to program. What else? I'm checking my Discord right now, Xander, to see if I received the friend request. And I got it. I am already friends with you, I think. Because it's only giving me the option to remove friend. So I'm assuming we are friends already. But do you need an invite to get into the Himbos Discord? Is that something you need? That one I could probably figure out, but I'll probably do after stream. Just because I don't want to be stun locked into learning Discord at the moment. Yeah, and with I think also with tech stuff, especially when it's like right out of college with your bachelor's degree, I heard a lot of people talking about internships and not job opportunities. And so I'm not sure if that's like the traditional route is you do internships, but it almost felt like the way people were talking about it was the same way people talked about fashion, where it was like you had to get in on an internship and then you're networking. You just keep talking to people, which sucks. It's like the same with acting too. You know, like anything in like the creative sphere. Yeah, okay, so there's something to that. Internships to get referrals. Um that makes a lot of sense. Um or that's not really what I mean. It doesn't make sense, but I get it. I see that happening, or I hear that happening. Um let's see. Is there anything else I could say about that? Is there anything else you want to know about my college experience? That's okay. It'll come up. Careers don't exist anymore. Jobs do. Majors are what you make it. Corporations don't care about loyalty anymore. Agreed. It's whack out here. All right, let's finish this video.
Explains why the normal monetary remedies, like cutting interest rates, didn't work. Because if Japanese households and companies are focused on debt minimization instead of profit maximization, then cheaper borrowing rates won't really change anything, because they don't want to borrow more money anyway. So as the crisis continued, Japan flirted with deflation, which is generally pretty terrible news for an economy because it...
What I really wanted to do is rewind that. I didn't really get that.
Maximization, then cheaper borrowing rates won't really change anything. Then the economy stagnates. This also explains why the normal monetary remedies, like cutting interest rates, didn't work. Because if Japanese households and companies are focused on debt minimization instead of profit maximization, then cheaper borrowing rates won't really change anything, because they...
What a crazy concept. Paying off debts instead of borrowing or maximizing profit. And it's not working? Why is that not working?
They don't want to borrow more money anyway. So as the crisis continued, Japan flirted with deflation, which is generally pretty terrible news for an economy because it creates a downward spiral of self-fulfilling recessionary expectations by...
But why? When the general price level of goods and services decreases, deflation occurs when the inflation rate falls below 0%. Deflation increases the value of currency over time. It increases the value of currency over time. Are you guys just hearing the same things I'm hearing? How does it create a spiral? Yeah, I don't really understand either, Mythical. That's the problem. And honestly, it makes me think about my taxes. I don't know how to do them. I pay someone to do them. And honestly, actually this year was a very eye-opening experience where like they don't do anything. The people at H&R Block, they don't do anything. I'm paying them to do nothing because they messed up hardcore on my taxes this year. And I had to like bring it to their attention. Like, if you're the professional, how do you not know? How are you not the one bringing it to my attention? It can't be the other way around. I can't be doing your job. So I think I'm going to try to do my own taxes this upcoming year in 2025. So we'll see how that goes, and I will keep you updated. But like I don't know how the economy works either.
discouraging borrowing. To prevent deflation, once interest rates had gone as low as they could go, literally below zero, the Bank of Japan...
Okay, I just had another thought in my head pop up. I was thinking, like, if you need money, right? If you need money, right? You'll probably go try to find money, right? And if someone's offering you money, you would take it because you need it. And is that not really that hard? Is that not easy to understand? I don't know if something
Rates had gone
is
as
making
low
me
as they
say
could
that
go,
about the
literally below
deflation.
zero. The Bank of Japan had to find new ways of pumping more money into the Japanese economy and keeping prices up. This included buying up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just getting confused. I'm gonna take all that back. We're gonna rewind this. We're gonna rewind this and just let her. We're gonna let her speak on what she knows.
Pumping more money into the Japanese economy and keeping prices up. This included buying up loads of corporate debt and even more government debt, a practice today known as quantitative easing, or QE. Now, while QE has become increasingly common practice in the West since the 2008 financial crisis, no one's done quite as much of it as Japan, which is why Japan's government has quite literally the highest debt to GDP ratio in the world, at about 260%. From 2016 until late last year, the Bank of Japan even began what's called yield curve control, which essentially involved buying up enough debt to guarantee that government borrowing costs wouldn't go above a certain level. Japan's ultra-loose monetary policy came under pressure in 2022, when inflation started rising across the world. Usually, central banks raise interest rates, but the Bank of Japan decided not to, both because inflation was relatively low in Japan, but also because, thanks to its enormous debt burden, even a slight raise in interest rates would translate to a massive increase in debt servicing costs, especially for the Japanese government. Unfortunately, things have become more difficult as other central banks have raised rates, making their currencies relatively more attractive and sparking a decline in the yen. In the last year, the yen has fallen from about 130 to the dollar to a 34-year low of 160 to the dollar on Monday. Now, the speed and severity of this decline presents a difficult dilemma for the Bank of Japan, because, thanks to Japan...
You see, capitalism requires countries to run on credit systems like good faith borrowing. Localized economies do the same. Capitalism requires countries to run on credit systems. Yes, yeah, I get that. Like good faith borrowing. Actually, when you say it like that, I mean, that's the ideal, right? That it's good faith borrowing. But the problem maybe is that a lot of borrowing is done in bad faith.
Japan's reliance on imports, it sparked significant inflation in essential items.
Why is that broccoli blue? That's broccoli, right? Am I tripping? Is that green? Does that come up as green for you guys? GVT. I built this road because the road builds commerce. More commerce, more taxes, more roads, more building. Okay. I can see that.
Like food and energy. But they still don't want to raise rates for the reasons we've just mentioned earlier. This is why on Monday evening, instead of raising rates, the Bank of Japan used billions of dollars worth of Japan's foreign exchange.
The whole picture looks very desaturated. I can see the essence of green, but it looks blue. I love that. The essence of green is just blue.
reserves to buy up the yen on the international market, artificially inflating its value. While this seems to have worked in the short term, as of Tuesday morning, the yen is now trading at nearer 155 to the dollar. It's both expensive and fundamentally unsustainable, even if the Bank of Japan has some of the largest foreign exchange reserves in the world. All in all, assuming the Bank of Japan won't engage in significant rate hikes, this means that the yen is very much dependent on what goes on in the rest of the world. If inflation comes down and other central banks start cutting rates, then this will reduce some of the pressure on the yen. But if inflation turns out to be stickier than we'd like, which seems to be the case, then the divergence between the Bank of Japan and other central banks will persist, which means more downwards pressure on the yen. If this happens, then the Bank of Japan won't be able to stave off the yen's decline with exchange reserves forever, and eventually they'll have to choose a horn of their uncomfortable dilemma. Either to just accept the yen's decline.
It could be desaturated because Because my bit rate is pretty low. I'm not sure though. Why isn't the YouTube chat popping up?
Decline and all the inflation-related political turmoil that comes with it, or raise rates and just hope that the world's most debt-burdened economy can somehow deal with it. Understanding these kinds of economic theories are difficult, and honestly, even politicians don't always seem to understand them. So maybe they could do with checking out the lesson How Governments Fight Inflation on Imprint. Just like TLDR, Imprint is all about turning complex books and topics into something you can learn quickly, conveniently, and visually. It's super quick, with most lessons taking less
Anyway.
than 2 minutes to complete.
I think I'm still confused as to why there was no like concrete one sentence that explained it. I think it was like a bunch of things all together. Because of the deficit between Japan's GDP and the debt buybacks and the stagnation of interest rates. Right? I think that's what I understood, is that those two things, well, and like human behavior, right? Not, I guess paying back your debt is not what the economy wants you to do. Right? Those three things all together. Yeah, that video was confusing. Well, I think like the video is trying to explain like why it initially fell, because even from this Google answer, which I think it seems like a very cool answer, a very simple answer. I mean, what I'm understanding, and again, not an expert. I just watched this video because I was interested on why it's so, in theory, cheap to go travel to Japan right now. So the yen fell initially, and it's continuing to fall because people are selling it. And I think the video itself was wasn't trying to, but it was getting to the point of like why it initially fell. Because I don't think this is a chicken and the egg type situation. I think that clearly it fell first, and then people started making it fall even more. Which is crazy, because like if we go to, since we already Googled that, right? Let's go and do some Google math here. So the United States dollar to one single Japanese yen. Like, look at those decimal points. That's crazy. So look, if we take, okay, so the next video we're gonna watch is this video. It's from 2 months ago. I was sitting on it for a really long time. I've already seen it. I pre-watched it. We're not gonna watch the entire video, I don't think. We will skip around. But going to Japan 2 weeks on $1,000 US. Is it possible? We're gonna go here. We'll type in $1,000 US, and look how much that gets you. I've never seen this amount of money in my life. In US dollars, I mean. Right? $155,800.86. That is crazy. I'm going to duplicate this really quick, and I'm going to find out how much a bottle of water is in Japanese yen in Japan. All right, this is from something I don't recognize, so maybe we won't use that. I don't know. Um. Hmm. Well, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know who this is, but let's see. Um, a gallon of milk is, oh, okay, that was a lot more than I was expecting. But still, like barely anything in comparison to our original $1,000. Um, where's the water? Okay, a 1.5 liter bottle of water, 127 yen, 127.14. So let's plug that in. Let's plug that in. 127.14 is 82 cents. That's crazy. I don't even think you could find a bottle of water in the United States for that cheap. I want to say, like, if you're lucky, you'll find one for 99 cents. But I'm guessing a bottle of water is probably like, oops. I'm guessing a bottle of water is like $1.50, $2 if you go to like a gas station or a grocery store. I get the 2.5 gallon waters and they're $5.99. Actually, maybe if you go to Costco and buy in bulk, it might come down to this, but then you're buying like, 100 bottles of water, 50 bottles of water all at once. And then it's not 82 cents. You're buying all those waters. But that's crazy. Let's see. Let's pick another one out of these. Oops. Let's do oh, here's a thing. Get me or get me. So let's find out how much a pair of Levi's 501s costs. 6,363. 6,363. $40. Maybe if you're lucky, you get something on sale. At the thrift, maybe you'll find it even cheaper than this, actually. But a brand new pair of 501s, that's not happening at this price in at least in Southern California, for sure not. Let's see. New window. Oops, not new window. I want new tab. Look at that. Even on sale, it's still more. The original price, $80 to $90. So still, actually, you're saving almost 100%. That's wild. Even right now, 30 yen is equal to 1 Brazilian real. That's crazy. Search filters on top past 3 months. Search filters up top past 3 months. How do I go there? Are you like you saw something weird in there? You see my porn history? Um, I don't know how to see. Oh wait, is it just history? I don't really use my computer for anything nefarious or not vulnerable, compromising. Just because I'm scared of breaking my laptop. I cannot lose this laptop. It cannot break, and it cannot ever be my fault. Please do not break. I use this thing every single day, and it keeps my sanity. I just need this laptop to make it. But now you got me all freaked out. Hold on. I'm checking my search bar history. How did you even see past 3 months? Oh, you're not talking about my personal history. You're talking about the yen? No? V was saying to search recent news, I'm pretty sure, to find better sources. Well, I mean, this is why the reason I chose this one is because this one was updated in May, apparently. But I mean, I could try. So do all filters. No. Um. Um. Hmm. Because they sent that message when you were looking for a trustworthy source. Oh, gotcha. Search filters. Okay, hold on. Search filters. Going to Google. Can I in here? Um. Search filters, like up here, maybe. Don't worry, I'm gonna change the scene. I'm just trying to figure this out before I switch back right away. Oh wait, okay, so news, search filters, tools, maybe? No. Oh yeah, tools, recent, past. I could do past month. We do past month. Um, just search what you want. Yeah. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. So I went to news. How much is bottled water in Japanese yen in Japan? And this is what we're looking at. And I put it on past month. For some reason, it's not giving me maybe a custom range. From wait, May, April, March, April, right? March 2024 to May 2024. Oh, let's do February. Let's do February. Go. Okay. Reuters says it won't rule out any FX action. What's the best way to spend 1,000 yen at the Muji Japan? Um. Hmm. Or just ask Perplexity AI. Sure, we could try that actually. Perplexity. Oh, it's already popping up. Hell yeah. Why is the Japanese yen collapsing currently in Japan? Why is the in Japan currently? I don't. In the Japans. Wait, what the does that? I'm gonna lose it. I fucking hate. You know what? I don't. I wish this laptop would break. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The Japanese yen has been rapidly depreciating against major currencies like the US dollar in recent years due to a few key factors. Divergent monetary policies between Japan and other major economies. The Bank of Japan has maintained ultra-low interest rates, currently minus 0.1%, to stimulate the economy, while central banks like the US Federal Reserve have been aggressively raising rates to combat inflation. This interest rate differential makes Japanese assets less attractive to investors, reducing demand for the yen. Differing economic performance. The Japanese economy has struggled with low growth and deflation for decades, while economies like the US have been relatively stronger. This economic divergence contributes to the yen's weakness as the stronger US economy and higher yields attract more investment. Japan's trade deficit. Japan relies heavily on imports of energy and raw materials which have become more expensive due to the weaker yen. This trade imbalance puts downward pressure on the currency. Japan's aging population and low birth rate, which constrains the potential workforce and economic growth prospects, further weighing on the yen's value over the long term. Market speculation and momentum trading have exacerbated the yen's decline at times, as investors anticipate further depreciation. The Bank of Japan has intervened in currency markets on multiple occasions in 2022 and 2024 to support the yen, but these interventions have only provided temporary relief. Ultimately, a sustained yen recovery may require a shift in monetary policy towards higher interest rates by the BOJ, or an economic rebound in Japan. Related, how does a weak yen affect the Japanese economy? What is the current exchange rate between the yen and the dollar? What measures is the Japanese government taking to address?
Okay, I'm sorry. How, like, what? Why was that painful? Because the audio? I'm very sorry. Okay, but um, I feel like Perplexity just learned me a little bit. I feel like that was the output was dense. Yeah, but I just cherry picked what I heard. I heard things that made more sense to me. Um, I it with higher interest rates, wouldn't that be like austerity measures? I think with when you raise the interest rates, people spend less, right? So would it if they're already paying off debts and debt minimization is the plan, if you raise interest rates, wouldn't people go even harder into debt minimization? Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Um um Now explain that to me like I'm a 5-year-old child. 7-year-old child. You know how when you go to the store, you use money to buy things, right? Well, different countries have different kinds of money. In Japan, they use something called the yen. Lately, the Japanese yen has been losing its value compared to other countries' money, like the American dollar. The strong, the powerful dollar. This means that 1 yen can't buy as many things as it could before. There are a few reasons why this is happening. Japan's interest rates are very low. Interest rates are like the price you pay to borrow money. When interest rates are low, people don't want to keep their money in Japanese banks because they won't earn much. What? The average person, I feel like, this isn't even open to them. Like, this doesn't cross their mind. Oh, the interest rates are low. I'm going to move my money over to the American bank. Yeah, where else are you going to keep it? Like, say the roles say the roles were reversed. There's got to be a better way of saying that. There's too many W's. Banks pay you to keep money there. Yeah, that I get that. I mean, I have actually, I don't know if it's smart to say what bank I have, but I have a bank. And if all of a sudden the interest rates were low, I wouldn't even is that even an option for me? Like, I bet there's a barrier. Like, there's a minimum amount of money in the thousands or hundreds of thousands that you would need. Sorry, tens of thousands that you would need to even have the door or opportunity to move that money to a international bank, for example. Because if this was reversed, I would just do nothing. I don't think I could do anything. Like, my money would stay at the bank that it's at right now. Yeah, why are they carrying cash around? Yeah, it is expensive to be poor. It just keeps you poor. You need to be so rich that relative temp or that real. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna try and read that again. I think I am having a stroke. Like, I'm having a tough time digesting information and reading. Honestly, this might be the most reading I've done in 2024. Or maybe it is dyslexia. I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the compliments. You need to be so rich that it's relatively temporary difference to make any difference in the long term, assuming they figure out their economy eventually. Yeah. Okay, let's read the second one. We only made it to bullet point 1. Japan's economy hasn't been growing as fast as other countries' economies. When an economy is strong and growing, more people want to invest their money there. Japan has to buy a lot of things from other countries like oil and food, but since the yen is weaker, it costs Japan more yen to buy those things. This one makes a lot of sense to me. Japan has a lot of older people and not as many young people. This makes it harder for Japan's economy to grow quickly. I don't I what's weird is like I understand where they're drawing this conclusion from because it's in line with the same as this one, in the sense that like if you want your economy to grow, you want people to spend their money, not save it. Whereas like if you want your economy to grow, you want more people, not less people. Right? That like if we're equating human life to dollars, I guess. I don't know, somehow that like seems parallel to me. Yeah, more people that could work specifically and make money to spend it in the okay. See, yeah, dude, that you're translating this for me and it's helping a lot. Some people, last bullet point, some people think the yen will keep losing value, so they sell it, making it lose even more value. And this is because of the people who already have money. Yeah, Japan is declining. Same with Korea and the US. Search, no, not search history. How do I get here? Google. Is the United States population declining? Oh, okay. I guess it's not. Oh, but it's the growth itself is low. So it's growing, it's just slowing down. That's what I'm understanding here. Okay. Yeah, Mythical's agreeing. V is agreeing. Italy especially. Honestly, this is why people believe in Bitcoin, because currency is what we make it. It's also yeah, like I feel like the only reason Bitcoin even had something going on was because like it legitimately does have something to it. It just was like used by and destroyed by people who were also abusing it, abusing it the same way we abuse regular old money. The demographic transition, very interesting, means that the graph of people starts really high because agriculture needs people as assets. Then it begins to flatten out and it's predicted to decline in the fifth stage. Right now, most of the world is in the third or fourth. Okay. No, dude, it's okay. I have a tough time typing out too. So I am just trying to read the essence of your message. So don't worry about getting it completely correct. It's okay. I see what you're saying about agriculture needing people. I wonder if that is how that is translated in Japan, because in the United States we historically devalue the labor of immigrants, and our agriculture is highly dependent on immigrants. So I think maybe that's how the US doesn't have a higher agricultural spending in across the nation, right? Cognitive ability is running too quick to meet up with our physical skills. I feel it. Yeah, but right now that doesn't contribute specifically to population growth. Are you're saying agriculture doesn't contribute to population growth? Oh, unusual whales? Yes. Let's open that up right now. Do I have YouTube up? Yes, I do. And okay, but you're on Twitch now. Okay. Okay, Sam Bankman-Fried, who is in jail, is trading rice in prison for wait, wait, is this what you meant to send me? Yeah, currency is what you make it. That is so true. I respect the dedication to stay updated with the markets. More real than crypto. That's so true. It's a tangible object. Do not eat my lunch. I have shrimp. 7 shrimp and 4. Dude, someone counted the grains of rice. That's funny. I'm a little afraid to. I mean, this is tech, right? No, careful, stop. Okay, you're right. I was getting scared a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Currency is what you make of it. It's just crazy to see. And like I think what also kind of rocks me is the dichotomy of it, because what we're going to jump into this video is how expensive is it to travel to Japan 2 weeks on $1,000? Because if you are an expat or a international traveler, you're probably ecstatic about this. You probably love this. You probably are seeing this and like not even thinking about the Japanese people themselves, because this is a achievable number. Maybe if you're a kid, you don't see this as an achievable number, but if you're an adult and you work even a part-time job, this is an achievable number, $1,000. Oh, no worries, Mythical. I hope everything goes smoothly today for you. I will hopefully see you later. But if you're an international traveler, you're probably ecstatic to hear how low the yen is. This is probably your moment. And it makes me think of the dichotomy of like the experience between an international traveler, an expat, versus the experience of Japanese in Japan. Because I do think that when times are hard in LA, the view of tourists is very low. But I don't think that people generally think about it like that. They don't think about how the Japanese are feeling. And I think if you go and travel to Japan, not to say it's right, not to say that like you deserve to be treated bad, but I do think that you should expect more frequent negative experiences as a traveler in Japan if you are going to travel in their more dire times. And I think that is fair. Not to say that it's like going to feel great at all. But I do think it's fair. Not to say like if they're being racist to you, okay, that's different. But if they're being frustrated with you, you got to eat that. You have to take that L. I swear it's going to be easier for you. It will show your understanding of current affairs, I think, which would then be understanding to the community there. Like, you're there taking advantage of them being in financial crisis. So you just have to eat any frustration that comes your way for being there. In my opinion. I think it's a fair opinion, though. But let's try and end on a lighter note. And we'll watch this video and see what $1,000 will get you. We already kind of learned what a gallon of milk will cost you, a bottle of water would cost you, for example. But let's see what you could do in 2 weeks on $1,000. But let me close some tabs out. Let's close out the this tab. Close out the Levi's tab. Let's close out Perplexity. Oh shoot. I forgot to go over temperatures. Let's do this really quick because it's also a very negative topic. Nothing they can really do about it, though. I mean, Asia's on fire. That's all you need to know, really. Record temperature heat. When I was in Thailand, I remember it being very, very hot. I remember it getting to 40 degrees Celsius, like in multiple days in a row, which is crazy. And I think I have a heat thing. Okay, well, we're gonna maybe we'll watch this video. It's 1 minute and 42 seconds. I swear I had a Google Health Google Heat Converter. Where is that? That's okay. So this one does the conversion for us. It's nice. So in Hong Kong, 38 degrees. That is on the low end of Southeast Asia. 100 degrees. Crazy, but that's believable, right? If you go to Thailand right now, Southeast Asia record, let's see. Will they tell us? India and Philippines. Look at that. 100 to 120. 90s in Japan, which V, if you're still in the chat, even more reason to not go in summer. We are not going to Japan in the summer. We might not even do fall because it still might be too hot. I think we go during winter. After the rainy season, so that we don't get, even rainy season might be fine depending on how we do transportation. It's a mega city in Tokyo, so we probably will seldom walk, is my guess. But rain's just not my favorite travel weather. But also, surprise guys, I have to go pee really quick. So let me bring you into here. I'm gonna leave the music on and I'll come right back. All right, we're back. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Let me find the Thailand one. The reason I wanted to bring up the Thailand one was because they had their record of, or maybe it's not a record, but it was just in the title. It said record setting, but I don't know if that's specific to Thailand. It says record for Southeast Asia's, but what I saw was 47 degrees Celsius, which, oh, wait, not weather. Oh, it's right here. Celsius to conversion, to Fahrenheit conversion. It was 47 degrees Celsius, which means Thailand, 116 degrees, almost 117, honestly, which sounds miserable. It just sounds so miserable to be in Asia right now. I feel so bad for them because, like, life goes on, you know, they can't do anything about it, especially, like, if, like, what are you going to do? You can't move. That's very hard and costs a lot of money. And even if you were to move in Thailand, like, you're not escaping it. It's all of Thailand is hot. I don't know. Just seems unbelievable to me, even though, like, I mean, we're all aware of climate change and global warming, but it just seems so hard to believe. And, like, oh, dude, this fan is not enough. This room looks hot. I don't know how they're making this room look hot, but it looks hot. Yeah, dangerous and record-smashing heat wave. Persist into May. That's actually not. Why wouldn't they just say this will persist into summer? Like, I'm assuming summer is going to be even hotter, right? It's just spring right now. It's just crazy. Where it is hot in Asia. So let's watch this. Maybe we'll glean some. I don't know why I keep using the word glean. I guess it's like the way it sounds, maybe. Parched fields in the Philippines is just one of the consequences of a scorching heat wave that is striking parts of Asia. Why is it in like 1p? Sweltering in classrooms under unbearable? In unbearable? Is under sounds right, I guess. Sweltering in classrooms under unbearable heat conditions. Students at Manila school had to resort to using makeshift fans to cool themselves down. That's crazy. They're still in class. I guess, like, life goes on, right? Gotta go to school. Owners of pet stores in the capital Dhaka were seen doing whatever they could to cool down their animals. Many residents in Hanoi chose to spend Vietnam's reunification day holiday indoors as temperatures rose to 111 in some parts of the country. that my boy is sweating just being alive. In neighboring Cambodia, the Wildlife Rescue Center in Taiko province took special measures to care for its elephants. In the Indian state of West Bengal, rickshaw pullers in the capital, Kolkata, have been battling temperatures. Okay, yes. Yeah, I wonder why they have a shortage of customers. Would I want to sit in the sun? Maybe put a cover on that thing. Or there is a cover. I'm an asshole. Alright, well, I didn't really learn anything new, but just, I guess, putting a human face to it kind of feels more powerful. Alright. To cap the stream, I think we are going to watch some of this and find out how much your dollar will actually go.
Trip didn't quite compute. It always felt a world.
Let's do a quick audio check really quick. Let's see. How are we doing?
Away, a trip of a lifetime, perhaps out of reach for many. And yet today, with a significantly weakened yen and a country that's put tourism at the absolute forefront of its future, you might be surprised to learn that a trip to Japan isn't quite as expensive
The
as you might
Japans.
think. Flights aside, it's currently possible to spend 14 days in Japan on a budget of just $1,000. For overseas tourists, it's almost as if all of Japan has a voucher code on right now. According to The Economist's tongue-in-cheek Big Mac Index, while the cost of a Big Mac is almost $6 in the US and the UK respectively, Japan is almost half the price, nestled all the way down the list between Romania and Vietnam at just over $3. From accommodation and transport to dining out and attractions, we'll discover just how much it costs to get around Japan, as well as if the JR Rail Pass is actually worth it, and how much you can expect.
I heard that the pass, I can't remember if he says it in this video, but I've heard the pass isn't worth it anymore for the trains.
To pay for a convenience store lunch. And at the end of the video, we'll put it all together to give a breakdown of the total cost of a trip. Whatever you want to do and however you want to experience Japan, we've got you covered in this video. Flights aside, the biggest expense when coming to Japan is of course the accommodation, and you're certainly sport for choice when it comes to the sheer variety of options on hand. From tiny capsule hotels and traditional ryokan inns, to creepy themed love hotels and sprawling palatial rooms fit for a king. So out of curiosity, I wanted to find the cheapest hotel room I could in all of Tokyo, and you know, just because it's Japan, a land of cleanliness, honour, respect, doesn't mean that all accommodation is going to be good. You know, I've stayed at hotels here that I still have nightmares about. Case in point, a few years ago, stayed at a hotel with mould in the wallpaper, blood in the sheets, and a floor that looked like it hadn't been cleaned since the fall of the Berlin Wall. I've actually found a single hotel room here, one stop away from Shinjuku, the absolute centre of Tokyo, at the insane price of 2,500 yen, about $16. Again, that's not a bunk bed, this is a room, a whole room to yourself with a double bed. There's just one catch. Look at the reviews, and it
Do not stay here. Scammers. No lock on door. Absolutely nothing. Front entry is never locked, so anyone can enter. My room was the only one in the building without a functioning lock. The key lock system took no effort to remove. The screws were completely separate from the wall. It was stripped. It was held against the wall with scotch tape.
reads a little bit like a Stephen King novel. Kana says, I didn't have a room key, there were dead cockroaches, and the bed and the floor were dirty. Could have been worse. Living cockroaches. Martha from America says, do not stay here, scammers, no lock on the door. And
Alright. I understand. I understand, but let's skip to the
Island
accommodation.
camping trip in a
How much
previous
did you spend?
episode. I'm making it up to my good friend Natsuki today with a luxury weekend away in Tokyo. But before it gets underway, I've lined up a capsule hotel for us that I suspect he won't be very happy about.
Okay, we're gonna. We had put like a list up front that we could see all of them compared to each other. Oh, but that's okay. Okay, so it looks like accommodations. See if I can find them in the. Okay. So, capsule hotel, 5,000 yen. Is that a night, though?
Island camping trip in a previous episode. I'm making it up to my good friend Natsuki today with a luxury weekend.
Actually, 5,000 a night makes sense. So I'm thinking these are a night. Because let's go back to our. Can we go back to? Here's my calculator thing. I swear I had one open, right? Okay, well, I'll just Japanese yen to USD. $32 a night. Yeah. That makes more sense. Let's see. And then we have
It costs about 12,000.
standard business hotel, 7 to 10,000. Let's go on the higher end and find out. So 64. Dude, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's so little money.
580 yen for a double room. But I'd say for a compact hotel room in Tokyo, you're looking at around 7 to 9,000 yen a night. Bearing in mind, we're on the west side right now where things are a little bit more pricey. Over in Ueno and Asakusa, you can find somewhere for about 1,000 yen cheap.
Wait, why would he recommend not these areas though? Not just because they're more affordable, but because all the stuff is over here, right? I thought Ueno and Asakusa have a lot of walking things. Like you could do a lot of things within the walking area.
Cheaper than this. Now, if you want a more western size hotel room, prices are generally closer to 25,000 yen. Just outside the window, I can see Mitsui Garden Hotel, la-di-da, where for 23,000 yen, you get an 18 square meter hotel room and a nice lavish double bed. And perhaps more importantly, sound insulation. Something you come to appreciate staying in compact hotel rooms, where you can often hear your neighbours' every move. There are some more niche hotels aimed at families and group travellers. For example, Mimaru Hotels offer more spacious apartment-style rooms, complete with a kitchen, and best of all, they've infused it all with a pleasant Japanese aesthetic, with tatami mats and shoji sliding doors. As you travel around Japan, you'll come to associate different cities with different types of accommodation. And in more traditional cities like Kyoto or Kanazawa, I'd recommend staying in a machiya townhouse. Staying in a machiya used to be a luxury, but given the recent boom in renovations, you can now find a really impressive townhouse between 20 to 50,000 yen a night. Meanwhile, I associate party capital Osaka with love hotels. While you can't typically reserve a love hotel, and it's certainly not fun turning up to one with luggage, it is worth trying one for the night, as they're so damn bonkers, and you get more bang for your buck here than you could ever hope for at a business hotel. An overnight stay.
That's interesting. I just don't like the themes. Like I feel like every love hotel I've seen on video is just so dark, and I need light. You know, like I'm not gonna like this price seems very comparable to the like average hotel price. Wasn't the average hotel price like the same 8,000 or was it 5? No, it was between 7 and 10. So is it the most bang for your buck? Like maybe it's all the space you're getting? I don't know.
1,000 yen. But of course, you can also swing by for an hourly rate of between 2 to 3,000 yen. Now let's catch up with Natsuki, who switched out his so-called doghouse for a luxurious Tokyo penthouse suite high above the city.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that because.
You got 7
No way.
days of travel on Shinkansen.
Okay, so
first thing-
let's find this out because I haven't heard it. I think I skipped this part last time too, but I saw something elsewhere that kind of makes me more interested in it now. Mostly because I wasn't gonna take the train anyway. I don't know if we'll use the train. We might stay all in Tokyo. Who knows? Ideally, I would love to do the traditional route, which is Tokyo, Kyoto, and then Osaka. Which the train is a no-brainer, but I also that means finding new accommodations or feeling rushed, maybe like needing to maximize the amount of time I have in a day trip. And I don't know if I want to travel like that.
Things first, let's cut to the chase on the Japan Rail Pass. Is it worth it anymore? No, unfortunately not. Until last year, it was a pretty sweet deal. For 29,650 yen, you got 7 days of travel on Shinkansen, buses, local trains, all included. However, at the end of last year, the price went up 70% to 50,000 yen. And for some context, if you make a return journey between Tokyo and Kyoto...
Yeah,
it
okay, but
stops at
that
Osaka.
actually makes sense, though, because everything's going up in price because the yen is collapsing.
Osaka and Nara. That still comes in at only 30,000 yen. Likewise, Tokyo to Hiroshima, a return ticket is about 39,520 yen. I don't think it's worth it, and most people that I polled online didn't either. Unless, of course, you intend to speedrun all of Japan in 7 days. Get off the train, Himeji Castle, take a photo, back on the train. Look at Sensoji Temple, it's good in it. Historic cultural history, red lacquer facade. Right, back on the train. Oh, it's Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine, and it's red and lots of wood. I would die, I hate this. But that's not to say there aren't still some good bargains out there on regional Japan rail passes. Last year, while riding a train in Hokkaido, I met a guy who was travelling the whole of the island for 7 days for 27,000 yen, having a whale of a time until he was forced to sit next to Natsuki and I for the duration of the journey. Wow. And likewise, Tohoku, North Japan, has a rail pass for 30,000 yen for 5 days. It costs 20,000 yen to get to Sendai and back alone, and if you're doing a trip to multiple cities in the north, like Aomori or Akita, then you should definitely be able to save some money. I used to live and die by the night bus. It's such a great way to save money. Not only is it cheap, but you save the money on the accommodation.
I've used a night bus in Spain. And if you're by yourself, maybe. But it is not the most pleasant way to travel. Especially depending on how long you're on the bus. I don't know if I would do the night bus in Japan.
That you would have slept in as well. When I used to travel in my 20s around Japan with friends, we would always get the night bus between Tokyo and Kyoto, or Kyoto and Hiroshima, where it costs as little as 5,000 yen one way on a weekday, compared to the Shinkansen, which is 14,000 yen. But it means you can have a good night out in Tokyo, eat, drink, be merry, and then at 10 PM, call it an early night, hop on the night bus, and arrive in Kyoto, having saved 8,000 yen on accommodation in Tokyo and 9,000 yen having not ridden the bullet train. One important note to add is while you may save some money, if you're like me, you might not sleep on the night bus at all. And your day walking around Kyoto may be somewhat ruined as you're turned into a walking, talking zombie from your sleep-deprived state. Definitely something to weigh up and consider when choosing the night bus. One of Japan's most overlooked budget travel options are actually low-cost airlines. There's companies like Peach, Skymark, Jetstar, and Airdo. It's kind of annoying. It looks like Airdo, but it's pronounced Airdo. And I hate that name, it's just really annoying. Anyway, point is, it's quite cheap. A lot cheaper using one of these carriers than ANA or Japan Airlines. Case in point, to travel from Tokyo to Sapporo costs around 20,000 yen on Peach Airlines. The same route on ANA costs a whopping 62,000 yen. 3 times the amount for a slightly bigger chair. Money much better spent in Hokkaido or miso ramen.
Agreed.
Of course. God bless low-cost airline travel. most people will be travelling around on local trains, especially in cities like Tokyo, Kyoto,
All right,
Osaka.
I'm getting bored of
And it is very reasonable
travel.
to go on the Ginza Line subway train.
Yes, let's find out how much
In
food
fact, it's got a name,
costs.
Inbound Don, a reference to inbound tourists and donburi, the rice bowl dish. As a rule of thumb, if you're in a touristy area like Toyosu Fish Market or Sensoji Temple, and you see a shop plastered in English, usually that means bad food and extortionate prices, so bear that in mind. I mean, just the other week I was in Osaka and I saw a restaurant simply called Sushi and Wagyu Samurai, the physical manifestation of tourist cash grab. And yet, surprisingly, it was somehow very busy. Who knows? Maybe Sushi Wagyu Samurai is the hottest ticket in town. I missed it. Should have gone in. Now, naturally, while travelling around Japan, there's going to be a day or two where you pop into a convenience store for lunch or dinner. What can your money get, though? This is some stuff I brought from Family Mart. Let's have a quick rundown on the prices. Starting over here with lunch. I think this is a good little lunch here, a cheeky lunch that I might modify.
A cheeky lunch?
You've got a Philippines Highland banana. What? Oikos protein yogurt. A apple drink and good old tuna and egg sandwich, all washed down with some delicious Family Mart coffee for 180 yen. Now this is pretty good value for money, about $6 for all this. But I'm going to add in a few optional extras and make it a bit more realistic for what I would probably have for my lunch. And of course, it starts with adding in Family Mart chicken. That's 200.
I want to try that so bad.
Then we've got Pringles. They're about 159 yen.
$1.50. I didn't realize it was that cheap. I knew it was cheap, but thinking like $5.
Onigiri rice ball with some tuna mayonnaise. That's about 155 yen.
Dude, that rice ball would be $5 in the States, though.
So, now, this costs about 1,400 yen. That's still under $10. So for less than $10 a day, you can have a fairly well-rounded lunch at a convenience store in Japan. I might make a few other adjustments. I might have maybe more than one. Maybe three.
For $1.50, I'm having at least
Coke
3.
is obviously ubiquitous the world over, and here in Japan, a 500ml bottle costs 172 yen from Family Mart. You can probably find it a little bit cheaper in some places, and that is,
Not in
I
California.
believe, cheaper than you'll find in the UK or North America by a fair bit. Best beer in Japan, Sapporo beer, 224 yen, very reasonable.
Holy shit. Could you imagine getting a beer for $1.50? That's crazy. I work at a brewery, and a beer is like, well, okay, with all the tax included, it's like $9.92, or is it $8.82? It's one of those two. It's $1 difference, really, but like, this is $1.51.
This is kind of worrying. This is Strong Zero, the Chuhai drink, and it's 9%, right? And it costs 162 yen, which is a joke.
No
They're actually
wonder-
considering banning Strong Zero drinks at the moment because 9% at such a ludicrous price.
No wonder there's
is,
like a big
rather
drinking
dangerous.
culture in
3
Japan.
cans of this, you won't remember your name. 4 cans, you get a free ticket to Narnia.
It's just like affordable.
Now, of course, you didn't come to Japan just to eat from a convenience store. Well, hopefully. Japan's most nourishing budget meal is gyudon, the hearty beef bowl found at stores like Sukiya, Yoshinoya.
$2.70? Oh, dude, I'm coming back gaining weight for sure.
And Matsuya. Expect to pay about 400 yen for a regular sized beef bowl. One well-rounded option at Japan's family restaurants, my favourite of which is Royal Host, where Natsuki and I find ourselves grabbing lunch back over in Shinjuku. So Japanese family restaurants often get a bad rap, usually from me, admittedly, but there's one that is good, and it's called Royal Host. Look at this. First of all, this costs 1,700 yen. You've got chicken, avocado, bacon, tomato, egg, potato, garlic bread, onion soup, again, all for about $11. Isn't that insane? And it's got beer.
Welcome morning beer.
And
That's
also you get a
unheard
drink
of.
bar thrown in as well, or you can drink.
Dude, no wonder people are fucking celebrating this. Like when you approach like the collapse of a currency in this way, I guess it is hard not to double down and have a good time.
You can find much cheaper family restaurants, but the food is not to this sort of quality. So, Royal Host.
Like it.
Very good. That's tucking. Now, if there's one meal you break the bank for on your trip to Japan, make it teppanyaki. Whenever friends visit Japan, I find this is the meal that they remember the most. As much for the theatrical experience of watching a master chef meticulously prepare the meat as the taste of the rich, buttery beef itself. And as I continue my charity work,
Oh,
in
yeah,
appeasing
I would
that
be
scheme,
making that
we
face
find
too.
ourselves devouring a plate of Kagoshima raised Wagyu beef.
1 to 10.
19.
19. A little bit more over 10.
While teppanyaki is pricey, one little hack is to visit the restaurants at lunchtime, where set lunch courses
Yeah, but like one night of $67, I'm doing
are
it.
typically several thousand yen cheaper than the
I might,
dinner time.
I'll get the A4 Wagyu. You know, it doesn't have to be A5. As long as it says Wagyu in the title, I don't need to know what grade it is.
Option. But what's the verdict? Has Natsuki finally let me off the hook?
Good friend.
So nice. Good friend. He was a good man. No shit. He was a good
To
man.
do for 500 yen.
You heard it here first.
14
Not
days.
shit.
Cost. Let's go straight to the cost
get
breakdown. I'm
budget
kind of
and
getting like,
Standard.
kind of getting bored of the video. I think it's because I have watched it already.
Don't really see the point in doing luxury like a
But
luxury
let's find out what the breakdown is, and judge it.
mega trip by Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg. Although, as we've seen by Mark Zuckerberg, he eats McDonald's, and thus he's a simple man, just like everyone else. That being said, the trip we did on our 14 days in Japan itinerary video was kind of between
Charmeleon.
standard and luxury, so we'll put a figure on that trip as well. So first off, overall, what is the cheapest possible trip that you can have in Japan? For 14 days, staying in capsule hotels and hostels, you're looking at about 70,000 yen. For transport, that comes in around 18,000 yen, with an average cost of 600 yen per day, and including that night bus to West Japan and back. Spending 2,000 yen per day on food, that's about 28,000 yen, and finally for attractions, about 7,000 yen. Put it all together, and you get 123,400 yen. A rather
Wait, that's under 1,000.
perfect number. Very bizarre. But if you add 20%, because these things always cost more than you expect, you get 148,000 yen, which comes to $987 or 780 pounds, which is an insane price point. You know, this is a pretty strict holiday. It is a no-frills trip. You aren't going to be going to the best hotels or the finest restaurants, but it is still a good, solid 14 days in Japan. You can see and do a lot. Next up, standard travel. Now, the cost can go up dramatically here, particularly when switching capsule hotels and hostels for actual hotel rooms. With an average of 8,000 yen for 14 days, that takes us to 112,000 yen. Switching out night buses for bullet trains almost triples the cost there as well. Eating out at slightly pricier restaurants doubles the cost there to 56,000 yen. And likewise, going to attractions like Universal Studios or Shibuya Sky quickly raises
Oh wait, he's gonna do the
price there
calculus
too.
for us.
Again, adding a 20% risk margin, taking
almost
us to
2K.
267,000 yen. Finally, for the 14 days in Japan itinerary, we did go on a slightly longer route around Kanazawa.
My original goal was to raise 2,000 to go to Japan, so I think that does. And then who knows? Maybe I'll have leftovers and I could save it.
At Takayama, and we also stayed in those townhouses and a ryokan, traditional inn. Factoring all that in, this trip was closer to about 350,000 yen. While I can't predict what the Japanese yen will do next, there's no doubt it is a very good time to visit the country. And I hope if this video's done one thing, it's perhaps encouraged some of you guys to come here and see Japan for yourselves. Now we do have...
I don't think anyone needs more encouragement. I think everyone wants to go, and the currency collapsing is just making that a little bit more realistic for Americans. I don't know. I think that's the take, right? Let's see. I'm going to bring back the music. If I can find it. Anybody else in chat want to go to Japan? Is that on anybody's list? If you say no, I know you're lying. Let's see. Um. Have we really only been live for 2 hours? Could have sworn it was longer than that. Didn't we go live at 1? Oh, wait. No, that does make sense. We went live at 1, so 3, that's only 2 hours. All right. Anybody got anything they want me to react to? If not, I'm gonna stay on for another like 15 minutes to give anybody maybe some time to find something I could react to if that's something that you're into. Worst case, I'll just be here for 15 minutes chilling with you. But I am running out of content and social battery. I hope everyone's having a good Friday. Is this the first Friday in May? I don't think so. Hold on. It is not. The 3rd was the first Friday. It is Mother's Day on Sunday, so go say hi to your mother, I guess. Dang, I didn't realize Mother's Day was in May. I thought that was in June. Hey, hold on. I think Father's Day is in June. June 16th. Maybe we'll do some gaming. That actually could be fun. I think. Hold on. Let me check on something. I don't know. I just pulled up Fallout New Vegas, and it's not really pulling me. I don't really want to play any video games. Last night, I like just ended up chilling on the laptop. I was watching Connor do room reviews, and I had Fallout New Vegas on the other monitor the entire time, and I never even got past the main menu. I just don't know if gaming is in it for me today. There, I'll turn the Xbox on. Let's see. You could try it. I don't even have to get up. Okay. Alright, let me know in chat if that's too loud for you guys, but we'll play like 30 minutes or so. If you are unfamiliar with Fallout New Vegas, that's okay. I haven't played a single second on stream, so I don't know how to really catch you guys up. I have made it to New Vegas. I killed Benny, that scumbag who shot me in the head. He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. If you had been there. Again, survival mode because we're a real gamer. We're running out of water. We're out of water now. More bullets. Our quest at the moment. Convince the boomers to aid you in the upcoming battle. Okay. Maybe I'll talk to them about property values.
One dead, really dead. Stop by the
Wanna get lucky? We're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Rock.
I hate this song. I hate this song so much. It's so annoying. It was very eerie and pretty at first, but like, I don't know why they repeat that song so often. It's just like, I cannot hear her say Johnny again. Please do not say anything else. No more Johnny.
Good day. Welcome back, buddy.
Hate people who call me buddy. We don't need that. Gimme. Fine
Thanks.
How's it going, friend?
You have water. Fuck you. Hate you. No one likes you. Okay. I gave the platinum chip to House, Mr. House, so I've never sided with House before. And since we saw him in the Fallout TV show, I was gonna follow Mr. House this time in this playthrough. I can't even, I think I did Yes Man as the person I sided with in the first playthrough, and that was, I've only ever had one playthrough on New Vegas that I remember, but for whatever reason it didn't save, and I mean this is back in like 2013 maybe, so I'm not surprised that I don't have any save data on this Xbox, but I just thought maybe it would be associated with my gamer tag. I was wrong, but thought maybe. I did try to go to the boomers once before, and I died. I forgot that they shoot a bunch of like artillery rounds at anybody who comes near the area, so I got blowed up, but you know, we'll try again.
That tower on the strip, the one you can see for miles, I hear it ain't sealed up no more. There was some kind of massacre at one of the ranger
Wait, what?
stations.
You guys look exactly the same. Okay, we're gonna try it again. I am a little afraid. We'll save. I'm wondering if you could reach it by running. But even if I'm hidden and I sneak. Fudge. Why? How did they see me already? No! Stop it! Just want to see. No, 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 no. I'm hidden. Can't you see that? Okay, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how to go there. How did I do it when I was like a teenager? I remember convincing them so quickly. Oh, who the heck are you?
Whoa there, pal. You better slow down, or you'll get blown up like the rest of the idiots who thought they'd scavenge in Boomer territory. Now that I've got your attention, might you be interested in a little information? It'll cost you, but it's well worth the investment. Whoa, simmer down. I'll tell you, I'm a gambler and a scavenger. I've made some cash from gambling and some cash from reclaiming goods that are no longer being used. Now, do you want my help or not? There is a way, and I'll tell you, for a little wager. Well, I know the secret to get past. If you give me the caps, I'll tell you. If you make it back alive, I'll double your money.
Why isn't this a speech option? I have like almost 90, I think I have 90 points in speech. Out of 100, so I mean like I could pretty much talk to anybody, but when it hits the barter, I can't do anything.
Okay, here you go. That page has the details, but it's all in the timing as you move from building to building. I'll be here watching, so I'll know if you've made it to the gate or not. Remember, there's 600 caps in it if you make it.
I hate you. Hate you. Probably a Drake fan. Get out of here. Charge me 300 caps. Okay. Where do I find... There it is. Nellis Artillery timing details. The key to avoiding the artillery is to move from building to building up the northwest side of town towards the front gate. Stick to the high cover in the northeast corner. Oh my god. Okay. Northwest side of town. Northwest side of town. Board the front gate. Stick to the high cover in the north. Is it northeast or is it northwest? Stick to the fence until you make it to the gate. Also, I know there's an old train tunnel that enters the area from the south, but no one has ever come back out of there to say it is safe. Northwest side of town. Wait, northeast? I don't... Okay, well, let's save. If we die, we'll try the tunnel. Stop it, stop it, stop it, please. Oh my god, they're hitting me. They're hitting me. Please stop. No, please stop. Okay, I'm crippled. I'm crippled. Keep running for the gate. I'm running for the gate. Is it working? It's working! You son of a bitch. You come over here and let me in.
Hold it right there. Don't you move. How the hell did you survive that bombardment?
I didn't run through all the artillery to hear your stupid questions.
Are you even human? Some kind of mutant? Move a muscle now and I'll blow you to pieces. Then just stay where you are. Raquel will be here any second.
I'll take this from here. I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you. Follow close and mind your behavior.
Welcome, child. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit. Those howitzers of ours aren't just for entertainment, child. Explosive ordnance is what keeps the savages at a distance. Except you. There's something special about you, child, and it was the howitzers that gave you a chance to show it. Oh, so many ways. Small ones to begin with, so we can get used to what it's like to have a outsider around and about. Should that go well, maybe you can help in big ways, too. We'll have to see. You have to keep in mind that you're our first contact with the outside world since I was barely a woman. Seclusion has kept us safe, but the world around us is changing. Neon lights in the distance, patrolling robots, soldiers. My youngers think our guns can keep out the world, but I think we need to let it in just a little, or become its victim. You're that little bit of the world, child. Welcome to Nellis. You picked a good time to stop by, for we're swimming in problems. My youngers can tell you all about it. Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Doc Argyle has wounded he's tending to. And Loyal and Jack might be looking for help with some repairs. Or you could just go see Pete at the museum and hear the story of our people. All you have to do there is listen. Come and go as you like, help or don't help, I leave it up to you. But I hope you'll show my youngers that not every outsider...
Hey, Boomer. Your house sucks. Okay. We are so dead. How do we fix this? The schoolhouse. Where'd the hospital? Oh, medical station. Go.
I know Mother Pearl is letting you wander Nellis as you please.
I need medical
I'm
treatment,
afraid
please.
medications are in short supply. Maybe you should... Sorry, friend.
Okay, jerk.
I have 3 patients here who were gravely injured fighting those giant ants in the generator building. I've stabilized their wounds, but they're in bad shape. Well, I don't know, actually. I suppose it's possible.
Oh, please, level up. Oh, dang. I don't have medicine 50 or higher. I'm alone. Might kill him. Don't have that either. Please be an easy one. 6. Okay. Well. Sorry to do this to you. I really need this. Oh, you're looking at me. Go away. Oh, I need that water. Look at me. I'm just a broken man. I need a doctor's bag so bad. Or wait, can we sleep? We can oh. Okay. Or we could attempt trying to do it again, but better. If I'm gonna fight a bunch of ants, though, it'd be really nice if they could help heal me. Raquel! Raquel, stop. Come here. We need to talk. First, I need a doctor's bag, please.
Mother Pearl's instructions are clear. You can... These are extraordinary privileges. Long story short, the power failed a few days ago because giant ants have tunneled in. I led a team down to exterminate them, but there were so many. Personally, I think it's more than a savage can handle. But if you want to kill those ants... Sure, anyone can. But one other thing. The ants must be eaten. They exploded when hit by a flamethrower. One of us was using a laser pistol. Same thing. Bullets seep. Loyal's been working on some kind of weapon to use against them.
Yo, I do not like the map setup. I don't know which one I am supposed to go to. Oh, okay. Actually, that's a little bit better. Boring. Look at those.
Hey.
Boomer Chef. Wait, is it telling me to go back out? Get out of my way, bro! Can't you see I'm disabled? Okay. Screw Loyal. I don't know where he is or how to find him. We're just going straight for it. Maybe once I kill these ants, they'll reward me with a freaking doctor's bag. Switch guns. Okay, I kind of stand on that hill. The map sucks. I don't really understand which way to go when it's like track down this person. Oh, okay. Huh, Storm Chaser. Okay, take it. Why not? Alright. Okay, maybe we'll find a doctor's bag. Ooh, assault carbine. Doctor's bag? Wait, ant nectar? What the hell is that? I need a doctor's bag so bad, please. You guys think I make this jump? Oh! Just barely. Thank God. Okay, we need medicine for sure. We'll try. Maybe we'll get lucky and level up again. Do the same thing. Doctor's bag? Oh. Wait, this is the front door. Oh, okay, not that. Where is this? Uh-oh. 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 Okay, no fall damage. That's perfect. Am I missing some? Oh, there's one. Reset the main power breaker. Wait, did I go over here? Oh, a mini nuke. Wait, doctor's bags? Is there a doctor's bag here? A lot of ammo. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, screw loyal. I have a gun. I don't need any weapon for this guy. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, please stop. Okay. So let's switch it up. I also got another gun we can use. How do I reset the power? Oh, gun. Oh. Yes. Okay. That. Nice. Still struggling with the power part. Maybe it's in that first room I entered. Hope it is, because I don't know what else to do. I don't understand. Where? Where? I'm in danger, but where? Am I okay? I don't know where this power reset thing is. How does it in? Okay, so right here and right here. Let's... Oh my god! Oh my god, where did you come from? Kill it! Kill it! Burn it with fire! Am I tripping? Am I not literally? Wait, that's... I know I'm crippled. I don't know what to do about it. Bro, I don't understand what it is I'm doing here. Is it a quest? Kill all ants in the generator room. Oh wait, so I already reset the main power breaker. Oh my god. I'm just killing ants is what's happening? I'm only doing main quest parts. This is main quest. The only reason I even considered doing it. Oh no. Oh no, please. I feel like this whole game I've just been playing with bats. I don't know how to aim. In Fallout 4 it seems easier. Oh no! Please. Please stop. I know you're down there. I know you're down there. Show your face. Okay, sick. I think that's all I've got left in me. That was, I don't know, kind of a boring quest. It was like, walk here, shoot these things, and then walk back. Like, you couldn't have made the map a little bit smaller so the walk isn't so great. And I think maybe it's because I'm crippled. Making walking seem so monotonous. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm going to do a lot more like reacts and desktop streams rather than video gaming. But I figured a little light gaming would be fine. We're going to just talk to Raquel really quick. Kill all the ants in the generator room. Why was that not all the ants? Alright, well, I'm still saving. I'm not going to complete this mission, I guess. But we are doing a lot more reacts, so a lot more desktop streams. I hope that you guys are having fun with the reacts rather than be gaming silently. But it is Friday. I hope you guys have a good Friday and find some time to go outside, maybe touch some grass, or even treat yourself, eat something good. There's something out there to celebrate. Down, maybe even more so if you're feeling down. Go do something for yourself this Friday. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And I will see you on the next one. Have a good rest of the day, guys.